Welcome to Brizy. I'm JP, and in this how-to video, I'm going to show you how to set up your blogging section on your WordPress website with Brizy Free. This is the site that we will be working with, and this site I borrowed from a theme called Neve, which has great starter sites for Brizy. You can check them out. They're also one of our partners, so go to brizy.io and check our partners out there to have an idea of great themes that we support. If you have no idea what a blog is or how to work with it, I would recommend that you stop this video actually and hop on over to our Beginner's Corner playlist here on YouTube. There you will find useful videos on very standard and fundamental parts that you need to understand when working with WordPress. After you've gone through those, you come back here and then we continue with this tutorial. Or you can just watch these two side by side if you get lost along the way. So if you have no idea what is a blog, an archive, post, a permalink, or a slug, it's better you go check out those videos at the Beginner's Corner first. Let's have a quick look first at the site that I've got here. And this is, I think it's a band, musician site. So you can see we've got a lot of things that are very typical to a music or a band site. We've got performances, their discography or discography, tour dates, right, which are their performances, and then something about the new album with some SoundCloud integration. And then over here, we've got news from the blog. So we've got that there. Of course, what you want definitely with a website like this is for news. You want news there because people want to know what your band is doing. What are they up to? Are they recording a new single? Has somebody been thrown in jail lately? That kind of thing. And that will go under your news section. And the news section, of course, that is done with a post or a blog. And then after we've done that, we want it to go in here in the header at the top so that people can just click there on news. It will take them to the archive page. And then from there, they can go and read those single posts. But let's go have a look at the back end so you can see what is going on here. And the first thing I will do is let's have a look at all the pages that we have for the site. We have the home page over here, contact us page, our story, which is about us, and then their music releases with a single album, which is dropped down from that. Let's just quickly go back to the front end so you can see all those pages that we have here. There's the home page, our story, discography with single album, and then contact us over here. Also a search function. All of this is done within the header of the theme. So let's talk quickly about the theme that I've got here. If I go into themes, you will see that I'm using Neve. The reason I've chosen this theme is purely because this is a starter site that comes included with Neve. You just load Neve and you tell them, load this site for me, and then you can go and make changes to it as you please. So check that also out on our website at brizy.io for our partners and themes. Get an idea of great starter sites that you can be working with. And I'm pretty sure many of you didn't know that Neve actually also has starter sites that you can work with. So this is why I use Neve. Those are the themes. And if you have a quick look then at the menu, you can see over here we've built a menu, our homepage, our story, discography, then the single album as a drop down, and contact us here, and it's assigned to the primary menu. Go back to the front end. So what do we have here in terms of the header? The header here has been created within the theme. And of course you can create a header within Brizy Free. The problem you have is that every time you work with a blog post, the blog archive and the blog single post will always revert to the theme header in Brizy Free. In Brizy Pro, you can create your own header, but not in Brizy Free. So if you are going to be creating a website with a blog, then I highly recommend that you, from the beginning, use the theme layout. And how do you do that? Let's go here to this page then and click here on Edit Page with Brizy. And this will take us into the Brizy Builder. Good, nothing unfamiliar here. Here is the builder, right? We've got our blocks here. And then with all the content, great, everything is there. If you go over here, you will see our blocks over here. Let's just wait for those thumbnails to generate. Everything is there. This is very standard. The only thing that is different to your choice is perhaps here on the left. If you go to the sidebar and you click on page, over here where you see page template, you will see it is set to the themes template or either default. You can choose one of the two. The moment you choose one of these two, the theme header comes in. If I choose Brizy template, look what happens. It's going to reload the page now, and you will see the header disappears. Now you will have to create your own header within Brizy, which is fine. But again, you cannot do that for single posts or your post archives, which means that if you create this fancy, beautiful, sensual header, and then you go over into your theme and you cannot recreate exactly the same header in your theme, you're going to have inconsistency. And that's why I recommend that in this case, if you go to your pages, stick it to the theme template and then keep using it so that you can have that header from the beginning and you know what you want to do. So we've created all our pages. I'm just going to update here to make sure that I didn't mess up anything. Let's go to the front end again, close the builder. Great. Everything is done. Now, if we go into the back end again, one of the things that you always have to remember when you work with themes, and that is to make sure that your permalinks are set correctly. Go to settings and then permalinks, and then ensure that it's clicked here on post name. Going to activate post name and click on save changes. If you don't know what I just did, make sure to check out this video on permalinks and slugs in our Beginner's Corner playlist section. Right, so we looked at the pages, we looked at our site, and now we want to bring in a new section to talk about our bands, and that's all done over here within posts. Posts are the bare necessities of what your blog site is based upon. I've already created 3 posts. So if I click on all posts, it will take me into this area where I can see the posts that I have created. These are news posts for my site. We are going to Coachella Festival, the newest member of the band, Tony Smark, and White Hill Festival. These are 3 posts that I have created. Let's have a look at the back end of White Hill Festival. What have I done over here? Actually, not me, but Neve. Now, if I go in here, you will tell me, hey, there's a button up here. Edit with Brizy, edit with Brizy. Go ahead, click it. If you go ahead and you click it, you're going to find that you will be able to create a massive, nice page within Brizy. So you can create it like a normal page, but it's not going to behave like a post. So just because Edit with Brizy is here, don't be fooled by it. That button is only golden when you use Brizy Pro. So what you do here is you write your post. Like you see here is introduction to this post, story, and conclusion. And this is all done within the Gutenberg editor, aka the WordPress editor, using blocks. So in this case, if I want to add maybe an image over here, I go to the bottom. I can click here on add block and then image. And let's go to the media library. Which image shall we add here? Let's add this dude and then select him. And we can make some decisions here, like we want to put him in the center. And you can add in caption, John in action, like something like that. And all of this is going to be done with the WordPress editor, not with Brizy. It's a little bit like you are on a cell phone and you want to send a text message, right? If you send it WhatsApp, you can only do it through WhatsApp. If you want to send it with an SMS, you have to use the SMS feature. I know it's a little bit crazy to compare it, but you still have the cell phone. It's still one unit. That's what WordPress is. But if you want to build your site, your pages, you're going to use the Brizy Builder. But if you want to build a post, you're going to use your theme and the WordPress editor for that in Brizy Free. And I'll say that many times again, Brizy Free, because in Brizy Pro, you have that full control that you want. Right, so this is everything that we have over here. Here you have your normal document stuff that you can look at, your permalinks if you want to change your slug over there. Categories, if you have any categories that you want to assign it to. Currently it's uncategorized. And these are the normal things that's done within the theme. So if you look at this font that is being used here, and I love this kind of typewriter font, let's just update it, because we have John here in action at the bottom. This typewriter font is going to be brought in via your theme. And if you want to go and change this, you'll have to go to your appearance, customize, and that's where you're going to change all those other kind of things like your styling, the colors, etc. Let's see here, we have typography. I wonder if it will display Robotomono. I didn't know that. I'm loving Robotomono at this moment a lot. Right, let's get out of here and let's go set up that post. Let's go back here to post and click on all posts. As usual, if you hover over any of these posts, you get the quick action links down here. And if you click on view, it's going to take you to that post and how it will display on the front end. This is great. Here is that post. And then the one that I had changed over here, White Hill Festival. If I click on that, it will give me White Hill Festival. And here is the image that I had brought in. And also, depending on the theme you are using, you may have previous and next posts. So every theme will work differently. This is very important to understand. And this is why I said at the beginning, you need to choose a theme, you need to get used to your theme, and you need to ask around because there are thousands of themes to choose from, and they are definitely not created equal. One of the things you have to also take into consideration, there's a lot of older themes that are very, very popular. But if you go and look at the newer themes that come out, especially those that came out in the last year or two, they have far more features, premium features in the free version. So go and have a look at that and then play around with one or two and decide which ones work for you. Now our problem is, if a visitor comes to our site, where are they going to find these posts? So the first thing we want to do is we need to have that archive page. And the archive page is our index page where all of these posts will appear. And for that, we have to create a page and then assign that page to be our archive or index page. To do that, go into the administration panel in the back end, and then we need to create a new page. Go to pages, all pages, just to have a look again at what we've got here, and we click on Add New. Over here, you give that page a title. Some will call it blog, like in Brizy, we call it a blog. Others will call it news, and this is what I'm going to do. Click on Publish, and after I've done that, I can stop there. I don't have to do anything more. You just need to create this page, and you have to give it a name. How it will render, how it will be presented on the front end, that is the job of the theme. You've got no control over that, except if the theme gives you control over that. Now we go and add this to our menu. Go to Appearance, Menus, and then look here under Most Recent for News. If you don't see anything here under Most Recent, then go to View All, and you'll find all your pages over here. Click on News and Add to Menu. It will be here at the bottom, and I want to drag it up to here. Great. And then we say Save our menu. Go to the front end. Let's refresh the page. And you will see it appears over here, our news page. Click on it, and you will be sourly disappointed. Where are my posts? And the reason you don't see your posts is because you created a page. And you could have given that page any name. There's no way that WordPress is smart enough to know that this is actually your post archive page. So you have to assign it, and that's a very important step. So I would always tell you, go through that, create your page, put it in the menu, and then go and assign it. To assign it, go back into the back end, go to Settings, Reading, and here where you see Post Page, your home page displays, static page. Here you select which of these pages that you have created is going to be the one that WordPress and the theme will use as your index page for all your posts. And of course, in this case, it's news. But here is the weird thing. You can choose any of these pages, and WordPress will be happy to just use that. It will immediately disable all the content on that page, even if you have the most beautiful designed page ever, and it will only display your archive page for your posts. We don't want to do that. We just want to use this news one. So click on News and Save Changes. We go to the front end. And let's go back to a home page just so we can have a look again and see what will happen. And now we go to news, and there we are. This is now the archive page. 1, 2, 3, the 3 posts that we have created. What the archive page is about, it's an index. It is just the latest posts that have appeared, and usually they appear in chronological order from the latest to the oldest. Some themes will put the whole post here. Some themes, like this one in Neve, give you the title. Over here, it gives you some metadata information. Who created this post and on which date was it created? And then under it, it gives you this one, an excerpt. And the excerpt is just a small passage describing what this post is about. Now what happens if I decide that I want to read more about the newest member of the band, Tony Schmark? Then I just click here and it will take me to that post. There you see. Great. And that's it. That is how you are going to work with posts in Brizy. So let's just have a quick rundown of everything again. Let's go to our home page. We have here in Brizy at this moment 6 pages. We have a home page, our story page, discography with a single album page, a news page, and contact us page. All of these pages, except the news page, have been created in the Brizy Builder. If I click on Contact Us and I go to the Contact Us page, you will find everything to contact this company. A map, contact form, information, and what you will see is here in the admin toolbar, it says Edit Page with Brizy. Every time you see this here in the admin toolbar, you know that this page was created within the Brizy Builder. And if you want to edit this page, you just click here on Edit Page with Brizy, and it takes you into the Brizy Builder. The other thing that I had shown you in this tutorial is that if you are working with Brizy Free and you want to have a news section or a blog section, the best bet is to use the themes header. The reason for that is that the themes header will always be used for blogs. And to make it consistent, it's better that you use it across your entire site. To do that, you will have to go down here to Page and ensure that your page template is either set to default or whatever comes with the page builder. If you put it on Brizy template, it will remove the themes header. In Brizy Free, we need that header there, so we're going to put it back on the page builder header or default. Either of those two will work. Let me just update it, and then we can exit here. To create posts, you go to Posts and you click on Add New. You work within the WordPress editor. That means that even on your page, when you see it says Edit with Brizy, you do not click on this. Brizy Free does not support dynamic content, and that means it won't work. But in Brizy Pro, no problem. Within the WordPress editor, you will use the Gutenberg blocks or WordPress blocks, whatever they call them now, and you add your content. It's similar to a page builder. The only downside is that you don't get front-end display. Every time you want to preview this, you need to click here at Preview. It will open a new tab in your browser and it will show you how it will display on the front end. So this is still something that's not perfect in WordPress. The constant jump back and forth to see how things look. This is how you will then build out your posts. After you've built out a few posts, you need to create an archive page. One page where all your posts are indexed so that when visitors come to your site, they can find it. That is going to be done under Pages. You go to Pages and you create that new page. In our case, we had created this page and we called it News. You may as well have called it Blog. Let's go and do that. I'm going to click here on Quick Edit, and instead of News, I'm going to call it Blog. I'm going to change my slug also to Blog and say Update. After I've done this, the next thing is that you will have to go and make sure that it's in the menu. The previous page that we had loaded was News. and you see automatically WordPress has updated it to blog. So our page is there. Let's just save that. And after you've done that, you go to Settings, Reading, and you assign your post page to the page you want it to be. Again, WordPress has updated that automatically for us. Save our changes. One more thing that you have to take into consideration to make your permalink and your slug a little bit more user-friendly, especially for SEO, is that when you go to permalinks here under Settings, make sure that you put it over here on post name. There are a few other options, and some people prefer playing around with different ones. I think if you are new to this, stick to this one, post name. By default, WordPress usually puts it on something else, and if you import a starter site, also make sure that you come here and make sure that it is on post name. And then finally, go view it on the front end. You can see the header has updated to blog. If I click on blog, it's going to give us our blog archive page, our post archive page. And if I click on any of these single posts, it will open the single post page for us where we can view it. How can you make changes to how this looks? Let's say you don't like how this is laid out. You want to change a little bit, maybe the styling, the sidebar over here with the widgets. Because you are in Brizy Free, this is all regulated by the theme. So everything you want to change here, you have to go check it in the theme. And you can just go up here to your admin toolbar, and wherever you see customize, we are talking about the theme. So customize is always the theme, and the theme is usually header, footer, display, like colors and fonts. I've clicked on that, and now we are here. For this then, if you want to change anything here, how this will look, you have to look here in the options on the sidebar on the left, where you can see something related to your blogs and your posts. So if I go here and I go up and down, I will probably guess it's going to be here under layout. And when I say guess, really this becomes a guessing game if you jump from one theme to the next theme to the next theme. Neve is layout like this, but I can guarantee you, choose any other theme randomly and their layout is totally different. Their grouping is totally different. Sometimes you're going to love it, sometimes you're going to hate it, sometimes you just want to kill the developers for where they put things. It's something you have to get used to. So in this case, I go to layout because these are the options that Neve is getting me in this free version of their theme. You can see this is the free version because up here it says View Pro Features. And if I click on that, you see if I go and buy the premium version of Neve, I get all these extra features. And there it says Block Booster. And this is usually what happens with a Pro Premium theme, is that they give you far more control over how you can display your blog. Let's go back and see what we get in the free version. Click on Layout. And then over here you see Blog and Archive and Single Post. What are we working with here? We're working with a single post. So this will affect this page. Up here is the title and metadata. So it's this one. And then we have a thumbnail, we have the content, we have tags, if there's tags at the bottom, and we have comments. So let's say I want to deactivate the comments here at the bottom. I click here on this little icon, disable it, and you see my comments are gone. Let's activate that. And then also let's activate this one called Post Navigation. That is going to give me the option to move from the previous one to the next one. And I can click here and drag it up. Let's say over here, I leave it above the comments. There we go. So now I have added this comment section. If you wish that there were more options here, that usually means you have to go look at the Pro version. They will have more there. Second thing you have to remember is that even though you're only looking at one of the single posts here, the changes you make here will affect all your single posts. All of them will now have this previous and next feature. So let me just say publish. Let's go to the front end. Let's click on blog. And then let's click on the one in the middle, the newest member. And now you will see here, this we had added. Previous is the White Hill Festival. And the next one is we are going to Coachella Festival. That is for the single post. So let's go back here. And let's say we want to change something about the archive page. click over here on blog so it can load that page for you so you can see in real time the changes that will be made. Click on blog and archive. And now you see here, ooh, we've got quite a number of things that we can change here. Click here on one column. Let's put it into 2 columns. Right, and then doom, there we have it now in 2 columns. You can see these little blue icons that we have over here. We don't have featured images clearly in this setup, but if we had featured images, they would display over here. And then you have all the other options here. You can enable masonry, which is a kind of style. If you think this excerpt is too long, let's reduce it to 55. I'm going to, way too much, 55. And you can see we reduce the amount of the paragraph that displays directly under it. Then we also have here, we can have a few things, post content order. We have the thumbnail, which in this case, we don't have thumbnails, title, media, and excerpt. That's it. Maybe in the Pro version again, there will be more. You can add a shadow. And then here, the meta order, you have the author, you have the date. And if there were any comments, you can have it. So let's say we want the date first. Let's grab the date here, there. And now you will see the date is now here in the beginning and the author is after that. And then you can also select your show author avatar. I don't think I have, there I am. There is my avatar. And this is how you will then structure that. So let's choose another one. We choose this one. And let's see what it allows us to do here. You see the grids have changed now. If we choose this one, and unfortunately we don't have a thumbnail here. Let me go and do that just for interest's sake so we can see how it works. So I'm going to put it on this. So remember, it's this staggered version. And I'm going to say publish. Exit here. We go to our back end. Go to our posts. And we quickly add a featured image to each one of these. And I'm going to add them randomly, but one thing I would always recommend when working with featured images, make sure that your featured images have the same dimensions. Like this one is 600 by 600. This is one of those things that you always have to be very careful of. If your images aren't the same dimensions, then often when they display on the archive page, it's a little bit staggered. And I like my things nice and neat. Go to the next one. Let's set featured image. See, that one is bigger. Okay, so these images are all various sizes. Okay, let's use this one, also 600 by 600. Update. And then back here, one more on this post and add a featured image. I'm going, okay, this one is also 600 by 600. Magnificent. So what do you expect to happen now when we click on blog? Let's see. There we go. And all of this is done within the theme. Again and again, I'll have to stress this. This has got absolutely nothing to do with Brizy. So ironically, this is a video on our channel about Brizy, but I'm showing you actually nothing about Brizy. But it's very important because we see it all the time. People are so confused. I've created my posts. They are not displaying on the front end. What did I do, Luigi? What did I do? And the reason is that you had edited your post within Brizy and you shouldn't have. Now, let's say you are here and by mistake, you click here on Edit with Brizy, and it's going to take you into the Brizy page builder. Let me show you. Let's even add something here at this moment. Let's add this over here and let's save it, update the work. And let's just wait, update for it. And let's go and see what happens now on the front end when I load my blog again. And you will see this happens. So this is the one we've worked with, and you are expecting to see this when you click on it. Let's click on it. And you're going to see this. What you are not going to see, though, is you are not going to see that previous, next. You're not going to see metadata. You're not going to see anything else. This post at this moment behaves 100% like a normal page, strictly like a page. It doesn't have any dynamic content. So if you have a post that you want to create in Brizy and you don't need that dynamic content, then it's 100% fine. You go ahead and you create it. But you have to understand, now let me just go back. You've lost a lot of things. You've lost your excerpts. You've lost many other things that would be very useful for people searching it. If I click on this one, you will see over here, you have your sidebar with all these links and widgets. And at the bottom, you have comments, and you have your previous, and you have your next. And if I click here on next, I go to, or is it previous, White Hill Festival? Yep. That is the one that we had created in the Brizy Builder. Then you lose that setup in so many ways. Add a new block. Go to add elements, and over here you will see sidebar. You can drag the sidebar in, and now it will display that. So it's not totally the end of the world. You still have this ability. So if you then decide to do something like this, and we put it on full width, you can drag this one and make it a sidebar, and you can put your content here. So let's go and delete this one, and then you can put content in here and build out your site again. So let's put an image in here. Right, this is way, so let's put it just for display purposes, Nigel. Let's update that. And let's go view it on the front end. So now you will have your post, you'll put your title in there and everything, and then you still have the navigation over here. You can do this, but you are losing certain things. You don't have access to your metadata. You don't have the author in here. You don't have comments in here. You don't have those things in there. And let me just see, we got shortcut menu. Yep. So you don't have those things. You can do some with it, but I would recommend stick to the theme, use the theme. If you want to go full Brizy, then you go Brizy Pro for that. Okay, right, so here is our big question. Let's exit and we go back to our page and we say go to dashboard. Wait, let's update this first. I think I just messed up here big time. It's probably gonna, okay, let's just go back to our dashboard. And here is the page thing. Now we have a problem here with this page because we had created it in Brizy and now we decide, hey, I so missed the days that this was done in the WordPress editor. What can I do? Then you just go up here and you click back to WordPress editor. Just be prepared that all the hard work that you had done previously in it is going to be gone. And then if you want to, you will need to go and restore a backup. It says here restore the backup, but over here you see 6 revisions. Go and click on the 6 revisions that I have had over here. Let's drag it back to the very beginning over here. Restore this revision. And if all goes well, you get your work back. That's how important revisions can be if you go and make a big boo-boo like that one over there. So essentially, you can create a blog post with Brizy in Brizy Free. I just think it's better to use the WordPress editor for that because it's just going to be much better coupled with the theme of your choice. Let's have a look at our front page now. Before we end this tutorial, we have an excellent page over here now. And then if we go over here to our blog and we click on that, great stuff. Here is our blog that we have made. If we click on that, there's our single pages. What about other themes? And we see this a lot that people work with a theme and then later on they want to try another theme. Go and experiment with themes until you get blue, but be careful of changing themes when your site is already up and running. There's always inconsistencies. Let's add a new theme. We go to appearance and we add themes. And I'm going to add, let's say add new theme. Give me a theme. Give me quickly another theme that we can go for. Just accept 2020, right? Ocean WP it is. Ocean WP, go for Ocean WP. And we say install it and then activate it. What happens now is that those things that were regulated by the theme is naturally going to change. For example, your header, your blogs, and your posts layouts. Let's go to the front end and see what hot mess have we caused. And this is how it looks now. The first problem that we have here is that it's drawing the page template layout of our new theme, Ocean WP, which means we will have to go into the customizer. We'll have to set all the global layouts and make sure that it displays properly. If we click now on blog here, you're going to see that the blog layout is very, very different, right? Much, much different. It has different metadata over here. The continue reading button looks different. And if I click on any of these posts, we are going to Marcella Festival. Again, you will see it's a very different layout. Here they have the others you might also like, so they have recommendations. And this is what you have to take into consideration when you work with themes, that the pride of every theme is how different they can be, and of course, how much they can be customized. And usually, most of that customization happens in the premium versions. Go again. Just to show you again, if you go to our website and you go to resources, partners, here, themes and plugins, you will see there's a number of themes. Neve is the one that I'd be using. I just installed Ocean WP, and you have Suki and Zita over here. There are actually many other great themes as well. If you've never tested themes and you have been working with that one called 2020, the first thing I recommend you do is hop on over to this page and have a look at some of these themes. Take them for a spin. And one of the easiest ways is guys like Astra, Neve, Suki, and Zita, and some others, they have starter sites for Brizy. So that makes it great. You download Astra, you download the starter site, it's a demo site, and you can see exactly what you can do with that theme in terms of styling and layouts, blogging, and blog archives. Excellent. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube to stay up to date with all the latest news and releases, and for great videos like this and more to come. You can also join the conversation over at the Facebook community and visit us at brizy.io. I'm JP, signing off.